Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales. Today, we dive into the shocking reports that Prince William pleaded with King Charles and Queen Camilla to honour Queen Elizabeth's final wishes, only to be met with rejection. What was so controversial that even the future king's appeal was dismissed? Gathered in the stately silence of a private chamber, the senior members of the British royal family awaited the reading of Queen Elizabeth's will. It was a moment charged with historical weight, a ritual as old as the monarchy itself. Yet, for the individuals present, it was also a deeply personal event. The Queen, a figure of unwavering strength and a symbol of continuity, was gone. Her absence was palpable, a void that her final wishes were about to fill, perhaps with unforeseen consequences. Prince William, his face etched with grief but his bearing resolute, sat beside his wife, Catherine. The weight of his lineage rested heavily upon him. He had always been close to his grandmother, her wisdom and guidance a constant in his life. As the Queen's private secretary began to read, William held fast to her memory, vowing to uphold her wishes, whatever they may be. He believed in the sanctity of his grandmother's final decree. Little did he know that those wishes would set in motion a chain of events that would test the very fabric of the royal family. Duty. It was a word that had defined William's life, just as it had defined the lives of generations of royals before him. From a young age, he had been prepared for the responsibility that came with his birthright. Now, as the Queen's will unfolded, he understood the true extent of his duty. It was not just about upholding tradition or maintaining appearances. It was about honouring the legacy of an extraordinary woman, even if it meant facing down opposition from within his own family. The Queen's requests were precise, detailed, and in some cases unexpected. She had always been a woman of action, decisive and clear-headed. These qualities, evident throughout her reign, were reflected in her final instructions. William felt a surge of pride, knowing that even in death his grandmother was guiding the monarchy she had served for so long. He had no doubt that her decisions, though surprising to some, were made with the best interests of the crown at heart. He would see them enacted, no matter the cost. Across from William, the new King Charles III listened with a mixture of sadness and growing unease. Certain stipulations in his late mother's will did not sit well with him. While he had anticipated inheriting the bulk of the Queen's estate, some of her requests seemed to undermine his authority, especially in matters regarding Balmoral Castle. He had always felt a particular connection to that Scottish estate, a place of solace and refuge from the pressures of royal life. To have his plans for Balmoral challenged so directly, and by his own mother's hand, was a bitter pill to swallow. Adding to Charles's disquiet was the palpable tension emanating from Camilla, the Queen Consort. The will seemed to confirm her suspicions, confirming her belief that the late Queen had harboured reservations about her. Whispers from courtiers had hinted at the Queen's preference for a more traditional approach to royal succession. Now those whispers seemed to be taking on a more concrete form. Camilla's anxieties, long suppressed, began to surface. The Queen's will decreed that Balmoral Castle, her beloved Scottish retreat, was not to automatically pass to Charles as king, but instead to William. This decision sent shockwaves through the royal family. Balmoral, steeped in history and tradition, held a special place in the hearts of the royals. It was a place where the Queen felt most at ease, away from the pomp and ceremony of London life. Her love for the estate was deeply intertwined with her love for Scotland itself. This unexpected bequest was seen by some as a sign of the Queen's desire to safeguard a piece of her beloved Scotland from any potential interference from Charles. His passion for architectural renovation was well documented, and some whispered that the Queen feared he might in time seek to modernise Balmoral, erasing its unique character. Whatever the reason, the Queen's decision left Charles feeling deeply wounded, his authority as monarch seemingly undermined by his own mother. The distribution of the Queen's personal jewellery collection ignited further controversy. While the most significant pieces, imbued with historical importance, were bequeathed to the Crown, A selection of personal items, including brooches and necklaces of sentimental value, was specifically left to William's wife, Catherine. This gesture, laden with symbolism, did not go unnoticed by Camilla. Camilla had long coveted certain pieces within the Queen's collection, particularly those with historical connections to previous Queen's consort. She had on occasion confided in close confidants her belief that some of these pieces would eventually become hers. The Queen's decision to bequeath them to Catherine felt like a personal snub, fueling Camilla's insecurities and igniting a silent rivalry between the two women. The whispers within the palace walls grew louder, hinting at a growing rift within the family. Amidst the rising tensions, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, observed the unfolding drama with a mixture of concern and pragmatism. Known for her no-nonsense approach and her unwavering loyalty to the crown, Anne had always been a voice of reason within the family. She recognized the potential for irreparable damage if the disagreements over the Queen's will were allowed to fester. Taking Charles aside, Anne offered a word of caution. She reminded him that challenging their mother's wishes, particularly so publicly, would not only be disrespectful, but could also be interpreted as a sign of weakness. The public, still mourning the loss of their queen, would not look kindly on a king seen to be at odds with his mother's final wishes. She urged him to prioritize unity and grace in this difficult time, for the sake of the monarchy and for the sake of his own legacy. The reading of Queen Elizabeth's will marked a turning point for the British monarchy. It exposed simmering tensions within the royal family and raised questions about the future of the institution itself. William, guided by his grandmother's wishes and driven by his sense of duty, found himself at the heart of a brewing storm. The world watched with bated breath as the drama unfolded, wondering how the young prince would navigate the challenges ahead. William's response to the unfolding events would define his reign as king. Would he be able to heal the rifts within his family, or would the Queen's last wishes cast a long shadow over his time on the throne? The world watched and waited, eager to witness the next chapter in the story of the British monarchy. A story now tinged with uncertainty, but also with the promise of a new generation at the helm. Is this just another royal power struggle, or could we be witnessing a major shift in the monarchy? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss. And as always, make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest royal drama here at Meghan and Harry Tales.